So this is mirror. It's mirror paint. You know, it looks like a pretty small package, but from what I've seen, it goes a long way. And I'm excited about that because I think I might be able to use it to step up my, you know, living statue game, and also to make some pretty cool product. So let's take a look at something that we might make. Yeah, I'm just going to turn on. I have a second. So yeah, let's try this out first, and then if this works out, then it's time to try out some living statue stuff. Yeah, this will be my trial run. So this is actually painted by my friend Kellen, and he's been encouraging me to, or sorry, it was made 3D printed by my friend Kellen. He's been encouraging me to do kind of a make video with it. And so, yeah, let's do a painting video. I have to say, not all of it is made by him because I had to make an entire section out of duct tape and cardboard. And I have a little 3D pen, and I kind of filled in gaps and made things work. So yeah, it's an Iron Man helmet, which actually does fit on my head. It's got magnetic clasps right here, for example, and a lot of things that I think will make it cool when I finally get this project off the ground. But I thought maybe it would look really cool if it was chrome. So let's chrome it. And that's what mirror's for. Mirror can make things a mirror surface. But you want to start out with something smooth. So a thing that I did is I took that 3D print and also the duct tape section, and I coated it in epoxy. So let me bring that a little bit close so you can see there's already reflectivity and shine and that sort of thing already on there. So that having like a smooth base improves the mirroriness of the mirroriest paint you can buy. So I'm just going to take that out of its package, and you'll see I haven't. This is the official unboxing of my mirror paint. So I have to push it in from the bottom to get it to come out of there. There we go. So even smaller package, but 15 milliliters. And I know, being a living statue, because I often buy 15 milliliter face makeup, and 15 milliliters often lasts me a summer. So I do know that this stuff can, expand out. And so I'm hoping that this paint, which comes from Stuart Semple, follows the rules and is expandable. So yeah, maybe I'm supposed to, let me see if it says shake well. Let's see. Do not eat, drink, or get in your eyes. Do not use as body paint. There you go. Shake well before use. So yeah, there we go. Give this a little shake. I don't know how you define well. So that's the challenge there. I definitely can hear it. It's moved around quite a bit. So I think if there was, material that settled on the surface, I think that material has probably gone away now. And it's a good chance for me to try it out. So I've seen people using this, and one of the things that I think instantly, oh boy, I got some on my skin. They said not to do that, right? But yeah, check out the reflectivity that just happened. But I see people kind of being what I feel like wasteful because they're pouring it into a cup, and then the cup gets to absorb it. So I'm actually going to be a crazy person and pour it directly onto my object. There we go. And then I'm going to desperately paint. So let's see if we get a mirror finish out of this application. It definitely has a good shine to it. I do a lot of metallization. I make things metal when I'm a living statue. So I'm always looking for better ways to turn an object metal. So I don't know. It's hard to tell if the reflectivity is perfect there. Certainly better than rattle can, which is what I often use when I'm metallizing things. And yeah, I'm sure there's people probably wanting to complain at this point looking at this because they're like, well, wait a minute. Why are you painting an Iron Man helmet chrome? because it should be those like gold and red colors, whatever. But for me, I think that's been done. So why not make something new in the world? And I do want to test out the reflectivity of this. And I also have to hide all the sins of the things that I've done wrong in making this, using this horrible material. Oh yeah, actually the thinner, if I look, the thinner it gets, the more shiny it is. So this thick stuff, I think it's the texture that's making it. Boy, it really spreads out too. Look at that, I'm getting like everything. I might do 2 coats and make them thin coats, because just that little glob that I've done is still covering all of this ground. So yeah, that's starting, and I can see now I'm starting to see myself reflected. I'm going to pick this up, move this a little bit closer and hold it in my hand while I'm painting. So I can see myself kind of being reflected in the mirroriness. I wonder if it helps to have a black underpainting. Yeah, it's interesting. I can definitely see my, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can see my hand as I'm working. I can see the reflection of my hand in the mirror. So that's fun. But yeah, definitely I'm getting some, this brush is probably not the brush that's recommended to use. I didn't want to use one of the nice brushes in my house. So I'm using one of the Dollarama brushes. And I'm noticing, you know, I was hoping that this would polish up and hide some mistakes that I've made, but in some ways it's highlighting the mistakes that I've made. So that's just my own problem to deal with. All right, so yeah, it's thick. It's thick here, and then it moves off to thin as it goes. Oh boy, you know, now I'm looking and I'm thinking I'm painting mostly off camera. I'm just gonna grab a little more paint just for these edges over here. There we go. And now that I've learned I don't want it thick, I'm gonna try to keep dipping my brush and then moving to a place that doesn't yet have paint. Yeah, that's getting really, really mirrory, really shiny. So, you know, when I use spray paints trying to build shininess in my objects, I always feel like there's this level of disappointment. Even like these places where my brush strokes, I think as it dries, my brush strokes are kind of going away. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, so I've definitely made that metal. Although it looks like you know, I've done some things wrong. Like right here, there should be a ridge. Yeah, but I've only barely scratched the surface of how much paint is in here, and I'm just about done this section. Yeah, and then maybe I'll put another coat on this. But I do feel like it's proven itself. This mirror paint has proven itself, and now I'm at this point going to move to painting living statue items. So we'll also paint this right here, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like with me wearing it. That'll be the ultimate goal, but I'll have to let it dry first. But boy, that's, yeah, you can definitely see the light reflected in, yeah, if I put, trying to see if I can get it so that you can see, yeah, look at my hand. You know, I'm sure I can do better, but that definitely is a mirror effect going on there. I'm excited about what that's going to look like on some of my clothing. So yeah, I'm just going to get this last bit. I guess I'll have to put this down, so I won't be able to paint and hold this at the same time. Oh, that's quite thick there. I'll have to go over some other areas. Yeah, that's lovely. It really is it's a beautiful paint. So I want to say I've watched several YouTube videos. I went on a I guess down the rabbit hole of discovering a bit about mirror and about Stuart Semple and the art supplies that come out of that culture culture hustle. That's the name of the company that makes this, and other paints like the Blackest Black and stuff like that. So I like the communication that I've gotten from the company since buying this paint. they've been like, they reach out to me on email and they don't say, hey, buy new paint. They have really funny and unusual communications. So they're, you know, reaching out to me and giving me recipes for toast. So whoever's in charge of social media there, you know, I'm impressed. I'm impressed at what you do. So keep it up. Keep it up over there. Yeah, I'm probably creating, now this is mostly dry. Dries very fast. But I'm probably creating textures right now, trying to like do a bit of a polish. Oh yeah, I definitely missed a spot here. That could be a lot darker. You can still see a bit of the texture of the duct tape. You know, duct tape is not 3D printing, and it's certainly not a 3D print that's has since been dried or since been like sanded and taken care of. But you know, I was just trying to. When I lost a piece of this, that's actually the reason that this has sat on the shelf for, oh gosh, it's been a couple years. The reason it sat on the shelf is because I lost a piece, and sometimes you just there's too much chaos in a house, and you don't have what you need to finish a project. But so you know, making it out of duct tape is really my solution to that. Okay, boy, that's shiny. That's really nice. I'm gonna do this part off camera, and then we'll do a grand reveal of the chrome Iron Man helmet. So that's that. But now I'm gonna. This is a living statue shoe, and you can see that it's already got a silver paint applied to it. But I'm gonna see if we can get a real shine onto it. I will talk about a couple of things. People have been complaining about the smell of mirror paint, but so far I'm not finding it problematic at all. You know, I'm a rattle can spray paint guy. You know, I'll go through 10 or 15 metallic rattle cans a year just spray painting all my clothes, and this is way less horrible than that. I'm indoors. You know, I've got a fan right here. You know, it's whisper quiet because it's not on. But you know, if I felt like I was getting not enough air motion, and I would switch it on and ventilate the area. But anyway, let's find out what this does to a shoe. So I actually did reach out. Maybe I'll put this on the table. Take the risk. I did reach out to the Culture Hustle, who makes mirror paint. I reached out to them, and I asked how it would do on leather because they're black. I looked at the instructions for their black, and they said their black was not recommended for fabrics. So I was concerned that mirror would perhaps not be recommended to use. So this is a pair of Docks that I bought at Value Village that I actually find to be one of my favorite pairs of busking shoes because they're so comfortable. So, you know, sometimes comfort, you know, you could get a better look from something else, but comfort is probably one of the things that keeps me busking for 8 hours instead of busking for 3. So sometimes comfort, you know, you exchange quality for comfort. But in the case of Docks, they're also a really nice leather shoe, and beyond comfort, the shine that I get off of them is quite nice, and it keeps too. So the last time I painted these was probably a couple years ago. I'm definitely, maybe it's hard to see on camera. I mean, it's hard to say. I'm definitely getting a good shine off this. Yeah, so yeah, that is definitely more chromatic than it was before. And maybe if I hold up, yeah, you can see, there you go. You can see those are my fingers kind of reflected in there. So reflectivity equals people believe that I'm metal. And if I can get people to believe that I'm metal, then the illusion is complete. And so this is I'm excited about how this is going to turn out. I think it's just gonna, for the 10% of people who are not fooled, maybe I can reach half of them. and have them impressed by the overall metallic feel. Yeah, there is. I would say it's doubled the amount of shine. Like you can see everywhere that I touch, just instantly reflects the light above it and the colors around it. This is pretty exceptional in its the level of reflectivity. So, you know, I do think in some ways I tried a lot of paints before I landed on Rattlecan. Krylon Rattlecan has always been my go-to. And I guess it is worth saying this is more expensive. This is more expensive than Rattlecan. But in my experience, you can spend money on a busking effect and you make that money back. Just the better you are, the more that people appreciate you. So you get more tips, or you might get more contract work. And that's what I'm always hoping for, is to get contracts and travel and be a performer, you know, across Canada. So if that means that I have to spend a little bit more on my paint, then that's what I'll do. Yeah, I guess it's not perfect, but you can kind of get a compare and contrast. Let me see. I'm going to be really careful with this paint. Let's put this somewhere less scary. All right, and then if I just kind of wave, let me see if we can get that. Yeah, so there's me. There's my hand, kind of that flesh, that skin color is reflecting there. Now, if I turn this around, I still have a metallic shine right here, but there's just no, it's not reflecting light. How am I getting this? Let's go this way. You know, there's not nearly that mirror effect. This is just metallic, but it's certainly not mirror. So I feel like that made a huge difference. All right, I'm gonna paint the rest of this off camera, and then we'll see what the boots look like. Yeah, but I'm loving that, and I'm gonna do some. Let's get a couple more things while we're on camera. Why don't we get this hat and this tie and this vest? We'll paint everything. So yeah, pretty good shine on that, but let's see if we can improve on it. I'm gonna do that dumping method. So let's get some right here. There we go. As it sits, it just makes a puddle that's like a perfect mirror. I can see myself, you know, I can see the expression on my face in that puddle. All right, we'll put that aside, and I'll get the rest of that off camera too. So this is a recently purchased tie that has not been, it's not, so, oh boy, that's holding its shape really nicely. Okay. There we go. So this is a recently purchased tie that has not yet been shined, and then this one is shined. And you know, just to show the level of shine that I'm getting, you know, maybe this is a good way to show it, is just get a splash of this on this tie, right? Let's get it right here. Yeah, there we go. I catch that before it falls over the edge. This way we're going from kind of like a 0 to 100, and you can really see the coverage that this thing has. And it's kind of a nice side by side to see how the other silver appears. Rattle can silver versus. Yeah, and so I've loaded my brush. And if I just keep making my way across, you'll see that it actually just keeps coloring it in shiny. It's kind of amazing how far it goes. I could probably get 50% of this tie just from that one brush dip. I wouldn't have 100% coverage. I would just have a decent shine. I want to have 100% coverage so that this tie has its amazing final effect. So yeah, we'll paint this. And then, yeah, I'm going to show you guys what everything looks like once it's all painted. And I'm just excited to see, what that helmet looks like when it's just fully mirrored. And, what my... Okay. I imagine the sound's not great, but I would encourage you to look right here. Yeah, that's pretty decent reflectivity. I'm going to take this off. There we go. Kind of stuffed into this helmet, but that's how, so this one works. So yeah, it's definitely, you can see the things that have been painted, like the vest and the shirt. There's kind of a much more of a shine to them because the light, that white light, reflects right off of them. Both of them are metal, but this is definitely more of a metal look. Yeah. So I added this little dot, which puts I've got another one on the other side. That's a magnet, and they just click together. There I go. So it's just loose fitting. I want more magnets, but that's for another day. Yeah, I'll take you on a little tour of how things kind of worked out. Get some close-ups. Just give me a second here. Switch it out to the hat. So, I'm trying to decide. It did cost, almost 3 times as much, and I certainly don't have 3 times as much shininess. I would say it's got about 15%. So, the question is 60% shiny good enough, or do I need to invest a little more, in myself and my look, just to hit that kind of 75% shiny, or do I build something new? That really, has that reflectivity like this one surface does. This one surface, I can see the room, I can see myself reflected there. That's pretty great reflectivity. And so, maybe I want to make more flat plastic surfaces, and kind of get to be like a chrome or mirror man kind of look. So, you guys could certainly tell me in the comments what you think the next steps are. So, thanks for tuning in, watching me on this mirror journey. I'm just going to show the product one more time. Yeah, that's mirror. So I'm amazed how much I covered, and there's still a little bit left, even though I just dropped it, I have a feeling I can still use it for future projects. So that's pretty cool. I mean, supply wise. Okay. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, let me know if you want more living statue content. Maybe I'll get some 3D printing content coming out soon too. So stay posted. Thanks for tuning in.